Do you ever find yourself feeling stuck, anxious, or overwhelmed by negative self-talk? Do you hear that voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough to succeed? If so, you're not alone. We all have an inner critic, and it can be a powerful force in our lives, but here's the good news. You don't have to let it control you anymore. In this video, we'll share some strategies and tips for recognizing, managing, and even silencing your inner critic. So, if you're ready to break free from negative self-talk and start living your best life, stick around. Before we can start overcoming our inner critic, we need to learn how to recognize it. Now, I know that's easier said than done. After all, the voice of the inner critic often sounds just like our own thoughts, making it difficult to distinguish. But with some practice, you can start to recognize its unique tone and language. Why bother identifying your inner critic, you ask? Well, because that little voice can have a big impact on your life. It can chip away at your self-esteem, make you doubt your abilities, and even contribute to feelings of anxiety or depression. But here's the good news. Once you've identified your inner critic, you can learn to control it. You can start to recognize when it's speaking up and then challenge its negative messages. With time and practice, you can shift your inner dialogue from self-criticism to self-compassion. So go ahead, take that first step, and identify the voice of your inner critic. And remember, everyone has one, so don't beat yourself up over it. Instead, use it as an opportunity to grow and learn how to be your own biggest supporter. Now that you've learned about some effective strategies for dealing with your inner critic, you're one step closer to reclaiming control over your thoughts and emotions. It's time to put these strategies into practice and make them a part of your daily routine. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and dedication, you can silence your inner critic and create a more positive and empowering inner dialogue. One way to stay motivated is to track your progress and celebrate your successes along the way. Keep a journal where you can write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences as you work on challenging your inner critic. Write down your wins, big or small, and acknowledge the progress you're making. By doing so, you'll be able to look back and see how far you've come, which can be a great source of inspiration and encouragement. Another way to stay on track is to seek support from others. You don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist who can offer a listening ear and help you stay accountable to your goals. You may even find that others are struggling with similar issues and can offer their own insights and strategies. So, are you ready to take charge of your inner critic and start living a more positive and fulfilling life? Remember, you have the power to challenge the negative thoughts and beliefs that hold you back. By using evidence-based reasoning, evaluating your concerns with a critical and objective mindset, and practicing self-compassion and self-care, you can overcome your inner critic and achieve your full potential. Now that you know how to recognize and deal with your inner critic, it's time to start implementing some changes in your life. Firstly, setting achievable goals is a great way to combat your inner critic. Start small and focus on making progress rather than achieving perfection. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and use them as motivation to continue working towards your goals. Another effective way to overcome your inner critic is to occasionally challenge yourself to try something new that may be slightly difficult, but not a major step. Anticipate that you may not succeed, but remember that regardless of the outcome, you will not face any life-threatening consequences. By taking small risks and accepting the possibility of failure, you can expand your comfort zone and gain valuable experience and insight. It's also important to regularly ask yourself what you've learned from your mistakes. Recognize that genuine learning often occurs through making mistakes. By reflecting on your mistakes and taking the time to understand what went wrong, you can gain valuable insights and learn from your experiences. Remember that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. and by embracing them, you can grow and improve over time. Finally, seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist can be extremely helpful in overcoming your inner critic. Talk to someone you trust about your experiences and feelings. Sometimes just talking about it with someone can help you gain new perspectives and insights. Congratulations, you've taken the first step towards defeating your inner critic. Remember, this process is like a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, effort, and persistence to overcome that little voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough. But fear not, with the right strategies and mindset, you can silence that inner critic and achieve your dreams. So put on your running shoes, get your game face on, and let's crush this race. Now that you have the tools to tackle your inner critic, there's no stopping you. Keep pushing forward with patience, determination, and a positive outlook, and watch yourself transform into the best version of yourself. If you're looking for more resources on this topic, we highly recommend the book Freedom from Your Inner Critic by Earley and Weiss. It's a fantastic resource that delves deeper into the strategies we've discussed today. We also recommend checking out our video on journaling, life-changing tips for beginners. Start your transformation today. Journaling can be an excellent tool for self-reflection and gaining a better understanding of your thoughts and emotions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our next video here on the Tree of Life channel.